Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Down Channel. We're here on Hollywood Boulevard, just north of Stewart, here on the east side of town, on the easternmost contiguous thoroughfare that you can possibly be on over here, this far east. The rest of it's all neighborhoods and stuff like that, all chopped up. So nothing goes all the way through like this does. This thoroughfare goes all the way up to the south gate of Nellis Air Force Base, and you can take it all the way down here to Desert Inn Road. Eventually, maybe in 400 or 500 years, they may expand it down to Galleria Drive in Henderson. Whether that happens or not, who knows? Look at this. There's a big truck here in front of me, and what's it say right there on the speed limit, next to the speed limit sign? No big trucks. It just, the rules, laws in this state are like, you know, suggestions. Or as they said in Pirates of the Caribbean, they're more like guidelines, huh? These guys, they, most of them don't care. They're just, these roads are not made for the heavy weight. It's not a state road, so it's not built up to higher standards that would enable it to sustain damage from the big heavy trucks. And that thing's a rock hauler, so that thing's got to be at max no more than 80,000 pounds, but still 80,000 pounds rolling down a road that's not designed for it. And that's why we see Lake Mead Boulevard in such horrible shape as we do when we do our drives up and down Lake Mead Boulevard as well. This is Washington Avenue here, another major east-west artery. And last time I mentioned the trucks and all of that, I got a bunch of comments from people telling me that I'm a terrible person and they're just out here trying to make a living, and etc. I get it. I mean, I do. But these roads are not built to be strong enough for all that weight. It has nothing to do with the drivers. It has to do with the weight of the trucks. And so, please don't tell me how terrible a person I am. I already know, you guys have already told me in other videos when I go on the east side, and then you tell me, oh, why are you picking on people on the east side? I'm not trying to pick on anyone, guys. I'm just bringing you what I see here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. So now westbound here on Owens, which is another major east-west artery here in town, just south of Lake Mead. You can see this roadway too. Not as bad as the condition of Lake Mead Boulevard, but it is still pretty rough. And no doubt the heavy trucks have been up and down this as well. There aren't as many traffic lights. I think that's the reason why. And that's the same story with Hollywood being this far east. But they do have a light almost at every major road. And there we go, the roadside vendors hanging out there with their ubiquitous rainbow-colored umbrellas. You can get all sorts of stuff there. I'm sure they're fully licensed, insured, totally passed health inspection and everything else. So don't worry about any of that, right? And then I'll have people tell me that I'm criticizing those that are just out here trying to make a living. And I get it. I mean, I'm not trying to speak ill of anyone out here trying to make a living, but you know, there are rules that others have to go through and follow and all that. And when those rules are not followed, it just becomes chaos, right? There's a line from that '70s show that I always remembered. Red Foreman. Of course, there's a bunch of great Red Foreman lines from that show. He said if it weren't for rules or laws or something like that, we would all be in trees flinging our excrement at one another, only he didn't use the word excrement. But a valid point, to be certain. Very valid point. We have to have rules, otherwise it's just chaos. Here we go, tamales on this corner here at Christie Lane, and well, they got two of them out here. Okay, so one's selling juices, the other one's selling tamales. Again, sure, they're fully licensed, insured, totally passed health inspection, all of that, right? So we're coming up on Nellis Boulevard up here, which is another major north-south artery here in town. This is the one that the big trucks are supposed to be on, but they ignore it primarily because it doesn't move very quickly. You hit a red light very frequently here, between here and Charleston, and that's what they're trying to do for the most part, is get from Lake Mead down to Charleston Boulevard so they can access the highway. The Interstate 11 / US 95 as it is now known. We'll pause it here for a moment. And we finally got the green light here at Nellis. That only took a couple of years. So O'Reilly Auto Parts over here on the right. And you can see some of the residences lining Owens. We've been in and out of a lot of these neighborhoods here, so feel free to check those videos out in our video library. We have over 7,000 videos, mostly of Las Vegas, but we also did some videos of St. Louis as well as South Florida. Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, so feel free to definitely check those out. Big dirt lot here again. These investors, they hold on to it until someone willing to pony up the dough buys it from them, usually a developer, and another big empty desert lot there. And then you have some homes, etc. over here on the east side of town. And you know, I get a lot of comments from folks too that are always like, that's just the way it is on the east side of town. To me, it doesn't mean that it always has to stay that way. I mean, you can improve it. You can beautify things, right? Like they've done in the historic West Side. They've taken those steps. You've seen the street lights and some of the new street paving and the other measures they've taken to try and enhance, beautify the area there. They could certainly do that over here. It'll never happen in my lifetime, that's for sure, because the politicians just don't care. This is like a dumping ground, and I told you guys in a previous video, they wanted to open up a like a halfway house type of thing for just recently released prisoners off of Christie Lane and Stewart Avenue, and the neighborhood came out against it. So what they do is what government always does, is if there is a lot of opposition, they'll schedule another meeting. They'll say, okay, yeah, we're going to study this a little bit further, and we're going to schedule another meeting with the community and talk to you guys. But really what the hope is that those that showed up to the first meeting get bored or are busy or something and can't afford to show up to the second meeting, so they're like, oh, I'm not going to go. So then there's no one there to oppose it. So then what do? They go ahead and approve it. And it always happens. I mean, we see this time and again with local governments, city councils, etc., all over the country. That's all they do, is they kick the can. If there's too many people there in opposition to something that they're proposing, let's study this further, and we'll have another meeting in like 3 months. And then they hope that no one's going to show up at that meeting in 3 months. We will pause it here for a moment. Also, just a quick reminder, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you being here. Also, check out my wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter, here on YouTube. She does spirituality and astrology videos, so even if you're not into that, if you could still recommend it to someone, that would be really, really awesome. Really appreciate you. The Chevron over here, $4.09 a gallon for regular unleaded cash price, $3.99 a gallon for diesel, and then the Circle K over here, a noticeable difference, $3.42 a gallon, $3.32 for cash. So you're talking about a difference of about 78 cents something like that, cheaper at the Circle K than the Chevron. But we've seen the Chevrons around town. They tend to be pretty pricey for whatever reason. I guess it's the perception, right? Oh, this is good quality stuff, so you're going to pay more for it. Whether that's true or not, I'm not here to decide. There's another person selling something out of the back of their minivan. Tacos, burritos. What's that coming out of your Speedo? And then we've got some traffic coming up here. Okay, good. You pulled out right in front of me there. Okay. So, also, please check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE. He does some sensational sunrise and sunset videos here in Vegas. So please check those out. And as always, remember, here on the Vegas Don channel, it is the journey where what happens in Vegas stays right here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, folks. Thank you so much.